What we do have is a bunch of very, very happy Christians that are gathered together at a meal. Take a listen. They ate their meals with exaltation and sincerity of heart, praising God and enjoying favor and all the people. And so they're very bunch of happy people. So I like the sound of that, and I'd like to have a part of that. So why are they so happy gathering together? Well, let's find out. Now, I have a tradition every Thanksgiving. Before I sit down and eat the meal, I have a really, really hard workout with some of the seminarians. For instance, last year we ran 3 miles to the Harvard Stadium, and we did the stairs. We did 39 rows. It was pretty horrible. The year before that, we did the burpee Murph, which is 2 workouts. One is the Murph, which is 100 push-ups, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, a 2-mile run, and 200 burpees. Now, why do we torture ourselves before the Thanksgiving meal? Well, because when you're absolutely starving, everything tastes really good, and you can fit an extra dessert in your stomach as well. So the idea here is that if it's not just about the food and when you sit down at a banquet, it's really about what you do before you sit down and eat the meal. My father had this long job in Plymouth, and he's 90 years old, and he's still working. So when he finally finished this job, it's driving 1 hour there and 1 hour back every night. So he treated himself to his favorite dinner at Legal Seafoods. And the reason why he enjoyed it so much was because of what he did before the meal, the hard work. That's what Luke is saying here in Acts of the Apostles. It's not so much about the food that they're enjoying, it's what they do before. Luke also writes a story about the prodigal son, and the father tells the oldest son that he experienced some very hard suffering, that he lost a son. Imagine the grief of a father that loses his son, and he got him back again. Sure, he's probably not eating very well. He's probably not sleeping. And he's probably looking in the distance, hoping that maybe someday his son will return. And there it is, it's that day. He looks in the distance, as he does every day, and there he is, the son. And of course, and what he does is he sacrifices the fatted calf, and there's this huge, big banquet. Well, no wonder, the father's probably starving. He hasn't had a decent meal, and he hasn't had a good time in so long, and now he's going to enjoy this great meal. He tells his son, we have to have this because it's not so much the meal, it's not so much what the food and the banquet itself, it's what you do before that makes it special. Now, when we see the Acts of the Apostles here, we see that they're gathered around the table, breaking bread and having a meal together, and we see all this exaltation and this praising of God. But what do they do before that? Well, they sell their property, and they use the money that they have from their belongings to help people that don't have clothes, that don't have any food. They're educating the kids. And so this is a generosity. It makes you feel really good. And so here they are making these sacrifices, and they're seeing the benefits that the people have when they're receiving all of this great giving. Imagine having nothing, and then somebody gives you something to survive, and you're going to live another day. And so when they get together with the Lord, they say, I can't wait to tell the Lord what we did this week. And then, so Luke's message here is that, we come together each week and we gather around the table with the breaking of the bread and with the Mass. And it's nice, and we say we go to Mass and we receive communion. But what makes it really special to Mass is really what we do before we get there. What do we do this week? What do we do to help people? What are the nice things that the forgiveness that we gave others that when they hurt us? This is what makes the getting together with Jesus so special. Lord, I want to tell you what I did this week. And that's where you're going to get really this great joy and excitement when you gather with the Lord and with our other brothers and sisters around the table. So this Acts of the Apostles gives us this very, very deep insight to tell us that live the life, that the fullness of life. These Christians know what it's like to be happy and to have the fullness of life. And so it's all around the table. But remember, it's what you do before you get there.